Raise your hand to ask a question. We're going to start with questions for the student athletes, so they will be dismissed first.
No microphone?
Go.
Sorry.
You're good. They're right there.
For Paige, this was your guys' first really big conference test so far this season. How do you feel like your team responded, especially when it got close there?
I thought we did a good job. This is a really good team, great environment. Like Coach was saying, it's a tough road win against the second best team in the league. And I thought we responded well. Honestly, we didn't make a lot of shots. We missed some bunnies. Didn't execute perfectly on offense. We need to clean up the execution defensively in the second half, but I thought our first half defense was great. And just responding to the challenge of playing here, playing against a great team, different schemes. I thought it was a good win.
How did you feel like they were able to kind of contain you in that first half, and what shifted for you after halftime?
Yeah, I think personally I kind of waited for action to come to me, waited for the ball to find me. Second half I just made the plays, stopped waiting for it to come to me. But they did a good job of denying our actions, switching on stuff, and so we just had to make the right reads and the right corrections at halftime.
This is for either or both of you, if you'd like to chip in. You guys played in some pretty good road environments this season. What did you think of today's crowd? It was a Creighton record for attendance.
Yeah, it was a good environment. They have a great crowd, obviously. So it was a shift, obviously, than what I've been playing in the other arena. So to be at this arena, have a great crowd, a great show out, it was awesome to play in.
I mean, pretty much that. It was a great environment.
Yeah, I guess for Sarah, when did you feel like you kind of got into a rhythm offensively and started to establish maybe some of an identity on that end of the floor inside?
I'll say after halftime, I feel like I was crashing the boards more and being more aggressive inside and just reading everything.
Paige, in that second quarter, your guys' defense made really big back-to-back steal and score plays. How contagious is that for your offense?
It's huge, just obviously momentum shifters, and it fuels our offense. I think our defense has always done that, and we carry that momentum that we use on the defensive side, and when we can get easy baskets, see the ball go through the rim, it makes things easier for the offense.
For either of you guys, what was it like having Carol out there for warm-ups today for the first time? Just it seemed like everybody was a little bit lighter before the game.
It was great to see her. She works really hard, so she deserves to be out there with us.
Yeah, just to know all that she's going through, what she went through, and how hard she's working to get back. The baby milestones and the steps to getting back out on the floor, just even if it's just warm-ups, is a huge step, and we're extremely proud of her and happy for her.
What's it like seeing just the amount of UConn fans in Omaha, Nebraska? Does that ever surprise you or get old?
It's awesome just to see the support, and we come out to the Midwest quite a bit through the conference, but just to have that support, travel, and sometimes it feels like a home game in some arenas at some locations. But I thought it was a good mix of both tonight, but just to see that support travel, it's awesome.
Anything else for the student athletes? All right, I'll come down with the questions for Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Now you can start.
Sure.
Job, Sarah.
Kind of the same thing I asked Paige. This was your guys' most competitive Big East game. How important is that when you have, two really big non-conferences just weeks away?
Well, I really don't care about those non-conference games. I mean, we always set a goal for ourselves to make sure that we take care of the most important things for us, and that is try to win our league, and when you have a team like Creighton, you need to win. You need to win on their home court. It's hard to figure how they can not be like a top 20 team, when you watch them play on film and certainly, in person. And you look at their schedule, like I don't know what bad losses they have that people disrespect our conference. They just think our conference is UConn and nobody else, which is kind of disrespectful because they're a really good team, and they're maybe the most experienced team in the country. When you think about how long they've been together and how well they play together and how well they know each other. So, yeah, to come in here in this environment and, I think this is only their third game ever that they've played in this building, I think Flan was saying. So, for us to be a part of that, I thought was really cool. And I told him I hope we play every game here from here on in when we play you guys. I'm not sure that's what he wants, but I would like that.
When you have a game where Paige starts a little bit slower like this, how important was Sarah to kind of just keeping that momentum high in the first half?
Yeah. What ends up happening is, every game's different. The last game we just played, Paige started off the game pretty much taking the game over in the first quarter. And today it didn't play out like that. So somebody has to step up. We talked about that at shoot-around today. We have to have, contributions from a lot of people. Today, I don't think we got a lot of contributions from a lot of people, not as much as we're going to need going forward. But I do think Sarah poses a problem for teams that's going to be hard for them to solve. And today she missed shots that you guys have watched her make all season long. So that happens, it's part of basketball. But we know that if things are a little bit slow for us, we have a couple things that we run where she's going to touch the ball every time down the floor, and we feel pretty confident in that. So it's hard for a team to feel like, well, we did a great job on Paige, and then boom, you're getting hit on the other end. I think it's also like we got 4 points combined from, AZ and Paige. I mean, AZ and Ash. You look at that and you go, those guys play like 50 minutes combined, and we got 4 points. So, it was one of those games where it's just the way it played out. And I think we have to clean up some things and get more contributions from more people, because if we get what we got from those two tonight and we add the other stuff, then we're a really, really good team. So it was good for us to be in that environment today and find that out.
Geno, how do you think you guys were able to have so much success defensively?
I think one of the same reasons maybe why they were to a certain extent. When we go with our small lineup, we have interchangeable players. So we could switch a lot of their actions just like they did to us. They incorporated a lot of movement in their offense, a lot of different schemes that get people, get your defense confused, if you're not paying attention. And, there were a lot of freshmen and sophomores out on the floor that's not easy for them. It's not easy for them to guard that kind of stuff. But I thought that first half we were like, I don't think I think we made one mistake the whole first half. Second half, obviously they were much better, and they forced us into some mistakes. But how many they get? 61. I think they're averaging 75 or something like that. I don't know what it is, but anytime we can do that, I think that's a win for us.
When did you feel like your pressure specifically could have the level of impact that it did on kind of flipping the game?
There isn't like a moment, although we had a couple steals, back to back, that kind of got us into like that 15-point range. I don't think it's like a moment or a play or two. I think it's the constant, that it's there the entire time. It's never not there. It's never wavering. It's never where, okay, these next 5 possessions, you're going to get a breather. It's just relentless, And it has to be that way for us. We're not a great shot blocking team. We're not the most athletic team in the world. So I think our goal is to may not happen right away, but to try to wear teams down, over the long haul.
I know they didn't make a lot of them, but it seemed like they were getting a lot of looks from three, especially.
Mhm.
Just what did you feel like defensively they were kind of able to do to get you guys out of rotation there?
Yeah, that's what we were saying. We said they were averaging 9 makes a game, and tonight they got 8. We said if we could hold them to like 4 or 5, that's almost 12 points below their average, and they still got 8. But it's not easy to keep people from getting them. They got a couple of mistakes, a couple in transition, a couple of loose balls. This guy's running that way, that guy's running that way. Boom, they get one. When you got that many good 3-point shooters, it's hard to keep them from getting it. They got 24 of them, we got 20. And all 20 of them were really hard to get for the most part.
This was the first time Caroline warmed up since before the Cayman Islands. Just do you have an update on how she's feeling and how she's progressing?
That's a step in the right direction, I guess. She practices as much as she can, whenever she can, and I know she's been anxious to take the next step, whatever that next step is. And today, that next step was let's get out on the court and give it a try and see how it works. I'm sure she was probably the most excited, that you can imagine. So let's see where this takes us, see what the next step beyond this one is.
I guess Coach really hasn't won here in this building. I'm curious if you have any, is there bragging rights when you go back to?
No. Nah. I'll just enjoy this one.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.